Good morning, friends. Welcome to Morning Motivation with Dr. K, where my number one goal is to give you a positive perspective. Happy Monday. I am just sitting outside work, and my computer crashed this weekend, so hopefully we come up with a solution to that so I can see patients today. I'm sure we will. Everything is figure-outable. And good morning, Wendy. So in line of that, this weekend I was thinking about something last night. I was reading, hey, Mr. Thompson, I hope you're feeling better. I was reading something this weekend in A Course in Miracles that talks about how, time is a constraint and illusion that we put on ourselves that doesn't really serve us. And before everybody goes, but I have appointments, and I have this, and I have that, I just want to challenge you guys. I was thinking about an experience I had recently where I was at the airport, and my flight was significantly late to the airport. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way that I make my next flight. And if I don't make my next flight, I'm going to be stuck here for a while. And I was like, you know what? There's nothing I can do about it. We're sitting on the tarmac, and it is what it is. There's literally nothing I can do to get there faster. Once you get to the airport, you try to hustle, you try to run, but at the end of the day, you get there when you get there, and it is what it is. And so I just told myself that and decided to go, to just not freak out, just take some deep breaths, and just not worry about whether or not I was going to miss my flight, because what was going to happen was going to happen. And I'm not good at doing that. I tend to totally panic and try to do as much as I can to not miss a flight. So I just kept thinking, time, I kept saying time expands in my mind, which might sound crazy to you guys, but I was like, if I'm supposed to be on this flight, it's going to happen. And it took a long time to get from gate to gate. And by the time I got there, I was the last person on the plane, and I made the flight. And it was just so powerful to me to think about how I didn't have to worry about it. And that's just something I want you guys to think about today. What would life look like if you didn't constantly, stress over things? What would that look like? What would that feel like? I was watching 90 Day Fiancé last night, and there was a guy on there from South Africa. And he's just so chill. He's just it is what it is. The universe is guiding me. And I was like, what would that life look like? Because I constantly am hey, we gotta go. Hey, we gotta do this. Constantly, stressing myself out, really for no good reason. And so, hey, Heather, hey, Eddie. I was just thinking, what would life look like if time didn't exist? If I wasn't worried about being late to things, or if I felt like I had more time to get things done during the day. And I just thought, man, that would be so freeing and so liberating. And we're so obsessed with time, and we all wear watches, and we've got a huge clock on our phones, and we're constantly checking the time. And the only time we don't is some of us when we go on vacation and we're sitting by the pool or the beach. I feel like that's one of the only times we allow ourselves to not check in with our watches and our time. And how good does that feel? That it totally doesn't matter what time it is. You have nothing to do. You have no agenda. But what if time was more or less an illusion that we use to stress ourselves out? What if most of what we stress ourselves out about being somewhere on time, what if those rules didn't actually exist? I know some of you guys are thinking, I have to be to work on time. Well, you really don't have to. You choose to, so you can keep your job. But I just feel so many of us allow time to, dictate our lives and run our lives. But what would it look like if we just let go and just did what we knew we were going to do anyway, and just let time naturally flow, and just got things done, and then moved on to the next thing, and weren't oh my gosh, I have 5 seconds, I have 5 minutes, oh my gosh, I have to do this. I feel time is not usually our friend. And I feel it's a great example, whenever you're doing something you enjoy, you don't really look at your clock so much. But if something is painful or hard, the seconds turn into hours and days, right? So maybe that's something that we should consider today. Maybe you should look at your clock a little bit less. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Ben. I know this weekend I listened to a lecture by Ed Milet, whom I have a lot of respect for. And he does this thing called mini days, where every 6 hours he gets everything done in a day that he would do. So he can do like 3 days in one day or 21 days in a week. And he's just like, hustle, 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 get it done, which I've always subscribed to that belief. I've always thought like, oh my gosh, like everything needs to be planned. We need to get as much done and be like, efficiency should have been my middle name. Like, I am an efficiency expert. Like, everybody who knows me knows that. Like, I will get it done, and I will get it done as quickly as humanly possible. But what if there's another way? What if hustle is not required of us? What if life can be as good as it can possibly get without us killing ourselves to get there? What if we can just relax and move through our day with flow and ease the way that we would on a vacation, and trust that life gets better when you're not forcing anything, when you're not collapsing on the ground at the end of the day saying, I gave it my best? I just would challenge you guys. We're in a culture right now that is obsessed with efficiency and productivity. But what if you're the most efficient and the most productive when you're living in flow and ease, and you're allowing life to happen, and you stop spending so much time obsessed with your watch? What would that feel like? I feel like for me, that's a very freeing and liberating thought, that the clock is not my boss, that time isn't constantly looking over my shoulder telling me what to do, and oh my gosh, the kids have to be in bed at 6:30, and we have to do this, and we have to do story time, and I need to make sure they eat dinner. If we didn't live like that, if we didn't constantly run around like chickens with our heads cut off, I love that expression. I've never actually seen a chicken with their head cut off, thank God. But what would that look like? Just to like, have you guys ever been on a vacation that you didn't plan? Or have you ever taken like, I don't know, been on a date you didn't plan? Or have you just ever been in a situation where somebody else planned out like your day and you don't have any idea what you're doing or where you're going, and you just show up? Like, for some people, maybe that's stressful, but for some people, that's like the ultimate form of relaxation, because you don't have to worry about any of the details. And I'm like the trip planner. I bring a lot of people on vacations with me, and half the time they don't even know where we're going, where we're flying to, how we're going to get there, where we're eating lunch or dinner, like nothing. I'm just like, trust me, you don't need to know the details. It's very complicated. I spent a lot of time and energy making this perfect, and you're going to have a lot of fun. And it's amazing how many people just trust me with that. And they just show up at the airport, bags in hand and passport in hand, and just trust me. And they're like, all right, let's do this. I haven't really done that very often. I did it a little bit when I went to Africa. I didn't really know like what our agenda is going to be, and I just kind of like just trusted it and relaxed. And it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more fun when you don't stress yourself out. Good morning, Rory. So I just want to challenge you guys that if time has been your master, if your clock has been your parent, if you feel stressed out trying to get everything done in 24 hours, that you're doing it wrong, that I'm doing it wrong, that maybe we just show up with grace and ease and allow the day to unfold the way that it's supposed to unfold. Good morning, Carrie. And that we just trust that everything that's supposed to happen during the day is going to happen. And then we don't have to force it. We don't have to worry about being late to things, or not having enough time to get ready in the morning, not having enough time to do all the things in the evening that we want to do. Good morning, Ronald. But maybe we can just trust that there is plenty of time, and that the fact that we don't have enough time is an illusion, and that we have plenty of time to do everything that was supposed to get done today, and that that's enough. And give ourselves enough grace to like say that's enough. Like if you legitimately cannot get everything done today, then you weren't supposed to. And just trust time instead of fighting against time all the time. I think that that's a very liberating thought for me, that I don't have the clock breathing down my neck all day, because I check in with my watch and my clock dozens of times, like every hour. And I'm looking at my schedule and when I'm supposed to call patients, and I'm like, okay, I'm behind. I got to call this person. They're going to be waiting for me. But you know what I found is that if I see 25 to 30 patients a day, if like I do run behind a lot, but my patients know that if they need my time, like they're going to have it. Like if we need to sit and have a chit chat, like I'm not going to worry about it. Like, and most people are extremely forgiving with me. Like if I am late, if they did have to wait, most of my patients like never hold that over my head. They're so gracious with me with like running late or whatever. And so the person who's not gracious with me is myself. But most of the time, if I'm like running late, it's for a good reason. It's because, you know, I was catching up with a patient on what's been going on in their life, right? Or if in the evening my kids don't get to bed on time, it's usually for a good reason. Even if that reason was we stopped and watched the sunset, that's a good reason. So I'm challenging you guys the same way I'm challenging myself today. Please do not let your clock run your life. Don't let it stress you out. Don't let it tell you that there's not enough time, that you can't do what you want to do. You get to pick, you get to choose, even if you're running late, whatever. It's all an option. There are no rules in life. As much as we like to think that there are rules and things we have to do in life, there really aren't. There are consequences for things that we choose to do, but there's nothing that we have to do. So I would just challenge you guys to maybe take today and channel your inner surfer girl or surfer boy and be like, hey, it's okay. It's totally chill. Just going to relax and enjoy today like somebody planned a vacation for me. I'm just going to show up to my life and do my day how I want to do my day. I'm going to spend time on what I want to spend time on. And I'm not going to worry about whether or not I am 5 minutes late or if I didn't get that done on time. I'm just going to do my life. If it takes me an extra 5 minutes to get ready in the morning, so what? The world will keep spinning. I don't have to leave the house with like jacked up hair, not like, you know, whatever, or missing out on my breakfast or whatever because I'm so stressed out about time. And I'm preaching this to y'all because I'm preaching it to me. It's about time I told my clock that it's not the boss. It's about time I said, look, I'm going to do my life the way that it was meant to be done. Like if I need to get this done, I'm going to get it done. And I really could care less like what time it is or what I'm late to, because there are no rules, y'all. Good morning, Cassidy. Good morning, Randy. Good morning, Jackson. So I would just challenge you guys, every time you're tempted today to look at your watch and judge yourself and stress yourself out about what you're late to, what you have to get done, I want you to remember that first of all, there are no rules. There is nothing you have to do. You choose to do everything. And second, put your stinking clock away. You could even like change, I think, the face of your iPhone or whatever to not have the clock in your face all the time. See what that feels like. See if it feels more like a vacation than a job. Or, you know, I have to get this done and this done and this done. Don't look at life that way. Like, I'm over people telling me that I have to hustle in life to live a good life. Like, hustle is not fun. Like, God bless. There's this company called Till You Collapse, and I joke about this all the time because it's a sports clothing brand, and I understand where they're coming from, and they have, like, amazing clothes. But it's like, if anybody told me to like do something till I collapse, been there, done that doesn't serve me. I am not going to do something till I collapse unless I am like laughing till I collapse, like having the time of my life until I just can't do it anymore. Like, okay, I'm available for that. But y'all, we got to stop hustling and working so hard that we miss out on enjoying each day of our lives. There's no point to that. The universe conspires for you. God conspires for you, which means that even if you don't hustle till you collapse, even if you show up with complete flow and ease today, Your life can still be the best version. No struggle required. Ah, thank God. No struggle required. So just enjoy it. Do what you want to do today. It's your time. It's your 24 hours. It's not theirs. So if you're not available for it, if you don't want to do it, guess what? Don't. There might be consequences for not doing what other people want you to do or expect you to do, especially if they're the ones writing your paycheck. But at the end of the day, it's your life. You get 24 hours a day. So is your clock going to be your master? Is that what's going to decide your tempo today? Is that what's going to decide your mood? Because I am sick of doing that. I'm going to enjoy my day. And if I have something I'm going to get done, it doesn't matter how long it takes me. It's still got to get done. Who cares? I'll do the best I can to manage my time for my patient's sake. But at the end of the day, I'm going to just do what I know is right and get through life with a lot more ease. So I hope everybody can enjoy their Monday. I hope it doesn't stress you out. Relax. Receive. All right, friends, thank you for joining me. I love y'all. Have a fabulous day.